welcome to SPOOR, my good friend Hancke. Yes, it's been 6 weeks since we saw each other. This Zoom beer is now getting old, but what can we do?
Luckily, we still got some left, Stefan. You know, the planning was good enough.
Yeah, and imagine a lockdown in the old days without communication. I mean, imagine how long those six weeks would have been.
Oh man, I would have been nearly 15 days now already in Cameroon hunting in the rainforest, and here we sit in Pretoria and talking to each other. So
yeah, and I mean, it's good you mentioned Cameroon. Nobody escaped this whole worldwide pandemic. I mean, everybody is in the same. Like Dries van Colle, he copied a nice piece that he posted. You know, we're not all in the same boat. You know, there's guys and individuals and companies that's worse off than others, but we're all in the same storm. And I think this thing has brought a lot of people closer together. And we're waiting out the last couple of hours of our formal lockdown that ends tonight at 12 o'clock. But the lockdown in South Africa is definitely not over. It's going to be phased out in levels for those who follow the South African media. But yeah, how does things look on your side, Hancke, in terms of the Safari Outdoor brand? How soon can we expect the shops to open and things heading back to normal?
Stefan, we're working hard. Everybody's working really hard behind the scenes to get it open. Hopefully we can do it on Friday tomorrow. Hopefully we can. We're still waiting for most of the regulations and that to come through to know in which section we really fit in and if we can open. But we're working hard to get it open. Everything is in place so that we can open tomorrow. So hopefully we can.
That'll be a big breakthrough. You know, we need to adhere to government legislation, and obviously they try and implement what they think is best for the country, companies, individuals, and so forth. But yes, you know, as soon as we can just taste some kind of normal again. You know, just getting outside. You know, taking a stroll and taking a drive to your shop and whatever. So yeah, if we can get Safari Outdoor and you know, similar stores open, I think, you know, even if it's only certain sections, I don't know. I don't have any idea how it's going to work, but I mean, that'll be awesome to try and go and spend some time there and buy some essential stuff that we need.
I think, Stefan, if we can just get something open and that can follow into something else and follow into something else, then, you know, everybody sitting at home will feel better because there's light in the tunnel somewhere. And I think that's the big thing. We must just focus on that and, you know, stay positive. And, you know, it's moving. It's moving a little bit slow, but it's moving.
Yeah, and I think just to touch on that, we've been bombarded with questions and you know, what is the regulation say now? Wilton, what do you say? And Charles, what do you say? And a lot of opinions have been floating around. But you know, I had an interview with Verona for our other show, Wilton Wonderlik, yesterday evening, and I think the best way to approach this is get in contact with your local hunting organization or shooting association that you belong to, and get the formal communication from them. We are still in a relatively serious lockdown. We cannot travel over provincial borders. Recreational is off the charts, you know. So 5-6 buddies getting in a car and going hunting somewhere, that's off limit, even if it's in your own province. So I think you know, one needs to think clearly about this and just try and be logical and try and adhere to government regulations and not try and push boundaries if it's not necessary.
I think, Stefan, what you're saying is absolutely true in the sense that we need to stay responsible. You know, whatever we do, we need to stay responsible. And government legislation, whatever that is and whatever that contains and whenever that's going to stop, we don't know, and we need to stay responsible in that time period. So, you know, to push something now a week or two ahead of time because you really want to do it and then get in trouble and that kind of stuff, that doesn't make sense as well. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So I think everybody out there, it's been a long time, but I think we need to stay positive and you know, there will be enough time, hopefully in the rest of the year, otherwise next year, to do all the hunting and just stay responsible. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to bore, you know, guys with this. We need to get on to the point that we wanted to discuss tonight, and that is of hope. You know, everybody wanted to get out there, but I do think, just to close off the previous point, it is important because every single law enforcement officer out there whose job it is to enforce these regulations and lockdown liftments of certain levels, you know, there's a big possibility that guy interprets the law, you know, as he wants to, or as he's seeing it on a piece of paper. So, yeah, I think, you know, stay safe and stay reasonable and try and adhere to the rules. But let's move on, Hancke. The reason for my call to you this evening is, I mean, I know your telephone has been switched off for the bigger part of the last few days, and you know, everybody is just getting excited and talking about getting out there and getting out hunting again. You guys obviously experience it the same, eh?
Definitely, Stefan. I think if you look at the whole market and the whole segment of the market, is that it's been devastating on something like the hunting market out there. I don't think we will know what effect it had until a couple of months or whatever. You know that the international hunting fraternity, as it is, stopped hunting. So that means that there would be none or really a few hunts taking place this year in South Africa and Africa by overseas clients, which means that the normal outfitter / professional hunter, whatever it is losing a whole year of income. And that, you know, normal businesses can open up and go forth and lose a month or 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. But in this industry, they're going to lose a whole year. And there's a lot of people that's really going to struggle. Even farm owners, Stefan, you know, farm owners need working capital and that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, the whole hunting season has been pulled out under their feet. So they don't have any source of income. So it's going to be difficult. And there's a lot of people that's going to struggle. And in that, it's all negative and that. But what I want to say is that it is one of those things that happened. We need to get through it. We need to understand what the implications is, but we need to stay positive with this whole thing. You know, when they flew into the buildings in America on 9/11, the hunting industry was in the same boat. It just stopped. It just stopped completely. Boom, it just stopped. Nobody flew, nobody wanted to fly. And for a year, we didn't make money. And we had to scrounge here and there to make a living and that kind of stuff. But then after that, we had a couple of bumper years that just worked very nice in our favor. Guys that wanted that book that's coming back, that postponed, and so hopefully, and I'm really thinking it's going to happen, I think we're going to have a couple of wonderful years following this. So I think there's a lot of things to be positive about, you know, to focus on.
Yeah, I know for sure. On the international market, as you just mentioned, and definitely on the local market as well. You know, we see the emails flying. We can see the absolute spike that we had in our, you know, in our game and hunt, built and jag reach as we know it in South Africa. You know, and it didn't spike from the start. You know, it went up. But this last few weeks, the guys are absolutely hungry to get out there and, you know, continue living their passion and the way of life as they knew it before this. So I think with all the negativity that we're facing right now, there's a huge positive spin on it. You know, if you can get through this, you know, by hook or by crook, and it doesn't matter on what level you get out on the other side. If you can just manage to scrape through and make it, I think there will be some wonderful, like you say, wonderful years to come. There's a lot of guys that can offer, you know, that will be able to offer a lot of good hunts this year. We have had some awesome rains. It's still raining in Pretoria this week, and in the majority of central and the northern part of South Africa. So I think we have a great latter part of the season left for local hunters, and I think it's also a golden opportunity for local hunters to make use, you know, of our outfitting industry as we know it. You know, with some clients not be able to come in this year, and maybe there will be a certain amount of animals on quota that the local trophy hunter can pursue.
Definitely, Stefan. You know, you're talking about, and I started off talking about the international market, but if you look at our South African market and the amount of calls and emails and WhatsApp that I got, as you said, the last couple of weeks, and you know, some of them are questions saying what's happening. Others are, listen, where can we go and hunt, and when can we do this? And the guys looking at buying firearms and ammunition. That obviously, the culture that we in the South Africans that we are, the bigger the problem is, the more we put our shoulder to it. So I think the guys want to get out there, they want to hunt. As you say, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for South African hunters to engage, or then let me put it the other way. It's a wonderful opportunity for the outfitters that's out there, that's been working with American and European clients forever, to engage a little bit with South African clients. You know, there's it's a situation that there's now that we have to do it. And, you know, there's a possibility for South African clients to go to places where they never would have gone because they just wouldn't have been space. And so I think I think it's positive. There's nice intermingle. People need to help each other. People need to get working capital. Prices is most probably going to go down a little bit. And so I think it's good.
Okay, just to finish off, I mean, on that point, you know, of people needing to come together, especially in South Africa, I think what's been happening this last 2 weeks with this whole game meat, Safari Outdoor Game Meat Challenge that we've seen flying around like crazy on social media, I think that is quite a big positive thing that did happen, you know, following that absurd, you know, piece of information that was published in 2 of our local newspapers. I mean, this whole get your venison out of the fridge, get it onto the fire, get it into the oven and consume it. I think that brought the whole hunting community, you know, from game farmers, game farm owners, outfitters, professional hunters, and obviously the broader South African hunting public. It did bring us a little bit closer together. So on that point, my fire is going here. I'm going to do some Springbok backstraps this evening. And I'm really hoping that we can get next Thursday, we can get all the legislation into place that we can meet each other in person and do this SPOOR properly again from next week.
I hope so too, Stefan. Thanks. Be safe with your family, and everybody out there, be safe. And as I said, it's not a long time anymore. Everything is going forward, so just be positive. Huh?
Will do. Cheers, Hancke.